Okay, this is day one of my agentic coding journey. My name is Obi, and if you're new to this channel, I just wanted to say welcome. Welcome. And yeah, we're in the era of building agentically, right? Some people call it vibe coding. Vibe coding is really where you're not involved directly. You are just giving commands. At work, we do mostly agentic engineering. So we are overseeing multiple agents doing a task, but we are thinking about design. We're thinking about modularity. And so this one is going to be a bit low key. So I just want to, or low stakes rather. I just want to start getting some ideas out there and start building publicly. So I'm hoping you can join me on this journey. You can call me Obi. This is day one. I want to get as much of my ideas built. And I welcome your support because this is fully self-funded, of course. And so stick around. It's also my first time going live on YouTube, so lots of milestones being made today. So this is day one. Let's get right into it. So I think one of the first things that I want to build is I have a couple of ideas, right? So funny enough, I haven't really decided exactly what I wanted to build, but I know that I want to build a sign up page, right? So people can sign up for different applications that I'm going to be building here. The goal is starting from 0 to something like 100K. 100K is crazy, but 0 to 10K monthly recurring revenue. That would be quite a feat for this particular journey. So I say welcome. I have a fan. So yeah, what are we building first? Let's start with that sign up page, and we'll go from there. So I'm going to talk to Claude Code. I'm going to ask it to build a sign up page for me. I'm going to ask it, let's plan it. I have a few apps coming up and want to begin to track user interests. So that's the goal for this short session, is to see how much we can build in the little time we have. So I'm asking, I just typed in my request to the agent. I'm going to share my screen in a bit, let it just begin to work on its thing. So it's asking what's the primary goal of this sign up page. And I'm saying it's a waitlist. It's giving me options to think it's a waitlist, early access. Is it an internet survey? Both email plus preferences. Capture email, let users indicate which app features interest them. I'm really thinking it's more of a waitlist, early access sort of thing, and a good way to begin to get support. Where should sign up data be stored? That's a very good question. Could do MailChimp. Could do a database. It's a very good question. Let's go ahead and do a database. I could do MailChimp, but to start off, I'll probably do a simple database. What tech stack should the page use? This one's a good one. I'm a Vue person. That's what I use day to day at work. But it's recommending Next.js and React. Let me just stick with Vue and TypeScript. So we are actually we are in a place where computers can do the underlying program for us. So we just need to think. We just need to think more abstractly. We just need to think more architecturally, and this allows us to move fast, right? Try to create some guardrails. Of course, it's never perfect because you're talking about a machine that's kind of doing this from a probability standpoint. So the next question is, how should users indicate which apps they're interested in? And it can show it could be a checkbox, pick one or more apps. It can be a single app per page. Each app gets its own dedicated sign-up page with its own URL, a drop-down / radio. I am thinking more of, right, I'm thinking more of, I'm thinking more of a single page application that lists the different apps so we can add more. And people can click on those and wait for them and be on the wait list. Okay, so I decided to go with DynamoDB since I have AWS, and I don't want to really use anything with. I want to keep everything AWS cloud native and just use AWS as a provider. Keep things simple for now. So yeah, this is day one. Should probably update the title. Okay, so let me go ahead and share my screen. So it says here, good choices, one more round to nail the scope. Here's the full plan, a waitlist sign up page, right? Front end, back end, hosting. I would prefer S3 or CloudFront. I believe Amplify is some kind of managed service. So you have email, app ID, created app name. I think this is really good. A phone number could really strengthen things a bit. This lets one email sign up for multiple apps and lets your query all signups for app X via GSI. Okay, yeah, I think that's what is it, like a secondary index, more optimized search. Okay, so we have the AWS infrastructure, a Lambda function, a DynamoDB table, API gateway. We have some front-end components. We have a user flow, right? The user lands on the page, sees a grid of app cards with name, short description, and a join waitlist button. They click the card, the modal opens, pre-labeled with that app's name, and then they're able to, perform the task and get on the list. So what I'll build first, this is what the agent's gonna build first. Yeah, it's asking if I have a folder for this in my project, and I would say, no, don't have a folder. Go ahead and create that. Also, do you want the AWS infra as a CDK stack, or do you prefer plain instructions to set it up manually in the console? Not sure what that means. CDK. I think I prefer a Terraform. Let's see if we can use Terraform. Let me use Terraform for the AWS infra. Let's stick with S3 to keep it cheap. Let's get this on. Let's focus on security for this waitlist. All right, so we are, we just finished the plan mode. Hopefully things will come together very shortly. How long have we been going so far? I wish the live stream would tell you. I wish the live stream would tell you how long. Maybe I'm looking at the wrong place. Okay, there it is. We've been going now for 10 minutes. As I was telling a family member today, the journey of 1,000 miles starts with one step. So you've got to take your first step, right? So this is the first step. This is day one. Day one. And I have some interesting ideas in mind. I particularly want to do something fun. There's this do I want to call it product idea of an agentic orchestrator that's kind of Jarvis-esque. I don't want to just take the open source version and use that. I want to build my own, name it my own, update it in my own style, my own features. Just want to have fun, right? So even if it's not perfect, if it gets the dopamine hit that I want and the bare bones functionality that I'm looking for, then that would be great. And thank you, Life with Hella, for rooting for me. This is day one. Woo! Okay. Let's go back to full profile. Yeah, so while it's doing all of that, I will say that I've been an engineer for about 4 years now, 5 years. You know how COVID, I don't know if I should even mention that live stream, but you know how the lockdowns, let's put it that way. You know how the lockdowns kind of, some people just kind of morphed their recollection of the timeline of things. Sometimes I just forget how long it's been since something has happened. But yeah, I've been coding quite a bit. I came in at just the right time, and I have a lot of creative ideas. So this era of being able to move fast, for anyone who can abstractly think of new ideas and just wants to test them out, this is your space. This is your time. You don't even need the formal education anymore of being a computer scientist, which is kind of a gray area, right? So the agent is still running, by the way. Agent is still building things. We just finished our plan if you're curious. But you know, I can feel that because I can understand someone going through a formal education in computer science and then really thinking that the job market is going to give them this type of coding, right? Which is probably something that someone would get from a 4-year college degree. But now, you know, it's like, well, you don't even need to learn to program anymore. You just need to know the basics. And to be fair, or rather the foundations. And to be fair, it's not like you go to school just to learn how to, I mean, I hope you didn't go to school just to learn one language, right? Because all of those things are available on the internet. Even you can learn your computer science degree on the internet. And that's the beauty of this agentic era, is all of this is democratized, right? I've seen lawyers build tools for their law firms. As long as you're willing and bold and wants to enter into technology and use technology to automate your offerings, then you know, you just pause, figure out the pain points in your workflow, your day-to-day workflow, and then you say, okay, where can I automate to make my life easy, right? And the people who are able to do that, the people who are able to pivot in this era, those are the people that win. Everybody else gets left behind. And I think the sooner you can embrace this technology, and it's not even like you have to know the details, you just need to know how to find what you need to speed up things for you. Okay, so here we are. We are going to start with, okay, so it built the, let me show you what I'm seeing here. So in my H drive, it built the project name. So it's got some components, data, services. I think at some point though, I'm gonna not be thinking about this, but at the very start, I just want to make sure that we're headed in the right direction. So like I was saying, like I've seen lawyers, I've seen editors, content creators, and that's one of the things too that I want to build for fun here if I have the bandwidth, and that is to build a really bare bones shorts creator, right? So I have all of these videos, and then I just want to see what can I do. I really don't want to purchase something. Like, I mean, if anyone wants to fund that, sure, please, by all means. But I'd rather just build it. We're in the era of AI, and we can actually build those things. The other thing is that you've noticed how a lot of technology stocks cratered because of this continuous statement about AI. I think a lot of them are probably coming back a bit. Anybody that couldn't be differentiated and couldn't show that they had the ability to survive the AI era, like if somebody can just clone what you are offering, then why would they want to spend the money when they can just spend tokens? So if you're just joining us or just watching asynchronously, I'm building a sign-up page for this endeavor, right? This is day one. And for now, I don't want to say anything crazy, right? I just want to get into the flow. This is also my first time live. So I want to get into the flow of things and understanding, how I should be interacting, what I'm building, where this is going. So I don't want to necessarily say that this is where this journey is going to go. Some people are already saying like 0 to 1 million ARR day, whatever, and I'm like, that's their journey, right? My journey is to kind of just understand where my niche is, and I want to just start building things and just showing that publicly online. So looks like it's building some Terraform files. And I'm glad I said Terraform. I wasn't really entirely sure what it meant by the CDK. I guess I could Google that. That sounds really familiar. Okay, that's the cloud development kit. Perfect. Yeah. Okay, so I think it's definitely better to. I mean, for me, it's universally known. Terraform is a very good, mature infra as code tool. And so yeah, so what is the plan looking at like now? There are so many different apps, and the first step is to build a waitlist, build a center, right? Exactly what to call this, not sure yet. But once that's built, then we can go to other places and people can select specific apps that they want to test and they want to sign up for. We have an app that is in the works. People can kind of explore that. I do want to be a token maximalist now that I'm saying this. The token maximalist is somebody who just does everything with tokens when it comes to engineering and development. I want to be as architectural, as high level as I can be with regards to the implementation, while prompting the agents for all of the best practices that are required, right? And overall, just have fun, right? Nothing has to come of all of this. It'll be nice, but yeah. Okay, let's get into it. Let's get back into it. We're at the 20-minute mark. So what do we have here? We have a project structure set up for front end, back end, Terraform, the usual, of course, Vue 3, TypeScript, Tailwind. We really got to stop with this Tailwind. I'm very opinionated. I like my CSS, but I guess there's a lot of data on Tailwind. I don't even know what version, but once again, as a token maximalist, I don't even want to think that low level. I want the AI to handle those parts, right? So So we have a backend Lambda, TypeScript, we have Terraform, all AWS infra as code. Okay. Node 20. I feel like this is getting to end of life. Okay, so I'm gonna step things up again. I need to prompt this. If I remember correctly, node 20 is at end of life, so we really want to be at node 24. So we've got to be thinking about this from a security standpoint, right? We don't want anything that's, I mean, it's best practice. Why is the agent giving me something that's a Lambda runtime that's nodes 20, right? Should be giving me something that has a time frame, a longer time horizon. So I'm just going to ask, is node 20 near its end of life? And we use 24 instead. Okay, so that's one. So to ship it, build the Lambda. So let's talk about names. Okay, so I'm gonna call this arc list. That might not be a good name. I don't wanna force it yet until I know what I'm looking at, but that kind of gives you some hints as to what I'm thinking. Maybe not arc, but maybe arch. But we'll get back to that. And can we just use 24 instead? All right, so yeah, take some notes too as I'm talking. Some ideas are coming to mind. So step one is to have a wait list, right, where people can go and kind of sign up. I don't know if we did anything with login, but I'm gonna chat with the agent about that. So waitlist, login. It'd be nice if people could log in so that that way, not only do you have access to their email, but they can immediately click and immediately be transferred. Okay, what am I thinking? That's probably like an SSO. I don't think I want anything that complicated. Okay. Okay, so this is looking good. All right. And we push to GitLab. We can also do GitHub. Okay, so I think a lot of people are very ambitious when they're doing these vibe coding sessions. I'm not entirely sure about the transparency though. I've only seen a few, and I was actually quite inspired by a few influencers out there. So shout out to all those people who are doing their public agentic journey. Okay, so now we've got to create the GitLab repository. I wonder if GitHub would be better, but let me stick with GitLab. All right, so I'm going to go to projects. I have some ideas. Jeez, I'll have to come back to those. I'm going to create a blank project. I'm going to call this waitlist. Could also have a mono repo. Got to think about that one. Let me keep things decoupled. So we're going to call this waitlist. Okay. No readme for now. So this is going to be the central waitlist for all of the projects that will come after this. Okay, so I am currently, yeah, I'm coming, looking at the chat. Yeah, give me 1 second, just creating the GitLab project. I'll share my screen shortly. Thank you. Probably want to update my email soon. Okay. All right. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, just give me 1 second. I will be right back. Just doing some stuff off screen and I will bring it back. So I created a GitLab repository for this and I'm letting the agent now run this. Once it's ready, I will reshare. So one of the things we want to do one of the things we want to do is to ensure that the project is well documented. Yeah, so I'm trying to make sure the product is being tested, and then I'm just gonna tell the agent to push. So once again, what I'm creating is a wait list. In a few seconds, I'm gonna reshare my screen. I've created the project. The agent has done the work in about 10 minutes. Funny enough, this would have taken days for a medium level developer, a mid-level developer to do. Maybe a few days, if they were really good, a sprint, 2 weeks, maybe a month for one person. But this happened in 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Those could be grossly over exaggerated estimates, though. So this is day 1 of Agentic programming. Let's see here. Okay, let me share my screen again. All right. So once again, as you can see, we're letting the agents do its thing. You can see it's thinking. I told it to add a README to the project because we've got to be as organized as possible, right? We should try to avoid sloppiness. And of course, we want to make sure that there's some tests at the beginning stages. So you can see it's writing code, right, for the unit tests. And the purpose of unit tests, of course, they're just like the foundational quality checks. So when you add code, when you add new code, if they deviate from the tests that were written already, those tests will break. And so I just love how I don't really have to think about that as much. Like this isn't an enterprise application where I've got to iterate a bit on the product and really understand the product very well to write those unit tests, or at least to better direct the agents. Right, but now I'm pretty much staying architectural, staying at the level where I want to be, and letting the agents do all of this work. Okay, sound check, and thank you for the compliment, Life with Hello. Sound check. How are we guys? How are we doing with sound? Is this good? Is my mic picking up? Everything looks good on this part in OBS. Okay, so here's what was added: 19 tests that covers some major portion, method guard, body size limit, duplicates. Thanks, Hallow. Duplicate silencing. Dynamo 500 paths, security headers. And then we have some services tests. And then of course to run them, we should do some backend thing. I feel like I should be using PNPM. Does PNPM do the same, have the same benefits in Windows as it does in Mac? I remember, if I remember correctly, PNPM is a package manager, right? That helps you to organize all of the, let's call it pieces of software that you are adding to your code, so that you don't have to reinvent the wheel. So PNPM and NPM are package managers, and I think NPM, okay, let's see what it says. PNPM uses a global content addressable, yada, 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 across all your projects, and the machines are stored once with multiple projects. The savings compound quickly. Absolutely. So we've got to switch to PNPM. So PNPM, if I can understand, from my understanding, if I can explain this correctly, PNPM says here's one place where we're going to store all of those software that you're installing in all of your projects. So instead of having those packages get installed each time in every single project, and remember, the agent is not going to stop at the waitlist. In future iterations, the plan is to continue to add new applications for people to test, explore, experiment with, have fun with, and we don't want our computer to be filled with all of these installations, right? We want it to be all placed in one place and to have those linked out to those other projects. Very great for reuse, and you won't have storage explosion of all of those packages. Okay, so perfect. So we can see here it's saying any packages already on your machine, you'll get disk savings immediately. So to get hard linked rather than duplicated, that's that duplication if you're gonna have packages in every single project. All right, so we're at the 33 minutes mark. Since we started, we now have the agent doing its thing. And so I think the last thing I want to say is help me deploy so I can visit the site. That might be too early, but let's just see what it's going to do. Perfect. I might need to away from this. I don't think it's going to show. Oh, there you go. User ID, account ID. Very interesting. User ID and account ID is probably okay. And it's just where the resources live in the AWS namespace. Oh, shoot. Someone's calling me on a live stream. So letting the agent build and deploy this for me. And then we're going to test shortly. So I know this probably doesn't look like the sexiest thing, but that's okay. This is just day one. I'm hoping to build my own orchestrator that will hopefully have all of the aesthetic that we're that's that that would really be eye popping. So Terraform, the beauty about this is if you're familiar with all of this already, you can, or at least have some experience or some exposure, then you can better know what's wrong. If you know the agent is going super fast, right? It's like I can't even keep track of what it's doing, right? So I'm just doing I'm trusting it the way a manager at work, for example, would trust an engineer to really take over the implementation. And that's where we want to be as agentic engineers. We want to move either vibe coders or agentic engineers. Vibe coding, of course, if you're new to this channel, vibe coding is more laid back. It's just telling the agent to build, and you don't care about anything regarding how it operates, right? Agentic engineering is you being the architect and letting the AI fill your abstraction, your mental abstraction. So yeah, so this is all happening super fast, and it helps if you have experience in that area. Any kind of domain expertise that you have can really shine here. So whether your domain expertise is in technology, in the particular domain like law, or I say law because I saw this incredible use case for of like I wouldn't even say a use case, but just hearing about lawyers who don't even have technology backgrounds, but were able to use this kind of tool to build something useful for them. Right? And that's where we are. It's the democratizing of this technology, right? Similar to Robinhood and how Robinhood and all of these discount brokers brought investing to everyone, not just people who have money or are in money, right? So yeah. Short-term goals for this: build a bunch of different apps and try to get people to test it, right? More long-term goals: build an orchestrator, right? Start working on that orchestrator, and that orchestrator hopefully will. We'll see. This is self-funded, so I will rely on some of the other apps to build this, and this thing that I'm working on, and it's going to be multiple agents, right? And I thought it was fun watching someone else do it, and so I wanted to build my own. I have a cool name and all for it. So when the time comes. Okay, so what is happening right now? Well, the project exists on my computer, and I've moved it to a container called a repository on GitLab, gitlab.com, right? The purpose of that is for versioning, right? In case I have version 1, version 2, I want to go back to the previous version. Moreover, it's a copy of my local, this product on my local machine, this thing that the agent built in my machine, right? And so really, in case it's helpful for redundancy and for everyone to work on one thing at a time. The other thing is by using Terraform, which you're seeing the agent do right now, we are able to use code to create resources. So in the past, people would have had to go make a request to purchase data centers, right? And actual hardware, physical machine. But now we can just write the code and then send that code to Amazon Cloud Services, AWS, like Amazon Web Services, and it'll just create that resource for us, allocate rather, right? It's not going to create the hardware. Here's the thing, right? I gotta continue to approve all of these agentic tasks. But now AWS can hear, okay, it's gonna give a commit message for all those changes. So Amazon now can receive instructions from our code to create resources for us, compute, storage, whatever you can think that they have. If you can put it in code, it can be built, and that is awesome. And then we take it a step further, right? Because here we are now, we are using an agent, and we're telling the agent, here's what I want to build, and now AWS can just listen to the agent and build it for us. We're getting to a place now where we can create things, and AI becomes the OS of the operating system of all of these things that we want to build, and it's going to be so cool. So let's look at, so this is the API URL. Okay, there's the link. So it says your site is live. So I'm going to check that out now. Ooh, okay. Very interesting. Let me share the screen. Yeah, so this is the final result, guys. Obviously, when you just create a random S3 bucket like this in AWS, it's just going to give you gibberish for the link. But yeah, it's pretty good. I didn't ask it for any special UI, so this is pretty decent. And what, for 30 minutes, 40 minutes of work? And I'm guessing you can just do join waitlist. Yeah, and then you can be part of the waitlist. We can obviously update other things. We can say like, hey, when you join a waitlist, you should be able to see what number you are in line, right? Yeah, no, this is pretty cool. This is pretty cool. Maybe we could use like a nav of some sort, a sidebar, and that sidebar can maybe list different applications. Yeah, no, this is pretty good. It's pretty good. I don't like the scroll though. That's not too bad. You can also unsubscribe anytime. I'm almost wondering if MailChimp would have been better for this, but maybe we can also have an integration. Don't want too many different things to be working on at the same time. So that's day one. Day one is creating the start of a wait list. Yeah, so thank you. This is Obi. I'm on day one of my Agentic journey. I really appreciate you guys. I'm gonna also upload the video later on. And I have a bunch of ideas that I want to create over the next couple of days and weeks. Plus, a big announcement: life is going to be changing pretty drastically soon. Drastic in a good way. So yeah, thank you guys so much. Let me know if you have any questions. Please, of course, subscribe, like, share with colleagues and friends. Okay, like this, I'm hoping I'm hoping for your support as I grow this channel. All right, guys. See ya the next live.